go live for those out there that may be over the age of 40, 50, hell, even 60, that may be thinking about how their bodies might react if they get back out there and try to be active when it comes to sports and athletics. Uh, and not just that, I mean, just being active. I think you should get back out there and do it, if you ask me, in my opinion. And the reason I say that is because I think a lot of men, I mean, now you're starting to see a lot of men uh, more active, when it comes to hobbies and things that men enjoy doing. But there are still a lot of men out there that may not feel comfortable because they think because of how we've been indoctrinated, they might not even be aware of this, that we've been programmed to believe that, things that we enjoy doing are for children or teenagers, and we need to grow out of some of these things, and that is one of the reasons why a lot of us tend to age and wear ourselves down a lot faster because we're not enjoying being, the men that we are, that natural, instinctive, creative ability that we have to just uh, respond on the go, and just adapt in situations, on the fly. Uh, you lose that when you just decide to, and it's not really a lot of men's fault, a lot of women's fault, because you have to pay the bills, and that's completely understandable, but I think men need to get back into uh, doing what we enjoy doing, when it comes to the physical aspects of competition and camaraderie, get back to the, how you doing? How you doing? How's everybody doing? We need to get back to representing manhood in a manner that allows young men to see and be okay with, you know, being aggressive and being passionate and having energy and testosterone that's shooting through the roof. You know what I mean? And homing that and learning how to build structure and discipline and responsibility and leading and following and it's just so much that I was missing when I stepped away from sports that I just can't believe that now that I'm back around the game I I knew it was something that I was missing, and I feel in, like invigorated. I'm motivated. I'm inspired. These young guys, there are a lot of them out there that I see out there playing. They're extremely talented. And that puts fuel on my fire, and it makes me want to see if, because I know I still have gas left in the tank. It's just I want to see if I can apply it to this aspect of my life, and that's getting back out there and being, doing more manly things, not just playing sports, hitting the gun range, paintball. Because I've done that before. That was extremely fun. I had a lot of fun doing paintball. Just rock climbing. That's one thing. Another thing I want to try, rock climbing. Also skydiving. Even though, I'm tiptoeing with that, but at the same time, skydiving, and I don't want to make this about me. Like I said, how you going? What's going on, Ben? What's going on? Vicky, Veronica, Jan, how you guys doing? Uh, but like I said, I want to skydive as well. But let's not make this about me. Young, and then to the younger guys, don't let work and don't let or allow yourself to be consumed with believing that you have to give up your hobbies and uh, you know basically put yourself in a position where you remove that which you enjoy from your life. I don't do that, man, because you're really going to like. I think it kind of like takes away from who we are as men. Men naturally have to be rugged. I'm not saying all men. I'm saying that most of us have the instincts and we have it's just this magnetic attraction and pull to competition, to see who's the better man. I mean, and not only that, also work on ourselves as gentlemen so we learn how to not only win but learn how to lose, because losing isn't always taking an L. Losing is learning. It's gaining experience. That's how you get your HP. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, sports and competition, athletics, I think it's needed for men and young women, young men and young women, and men and older men and women as well. I think you should stay active forever. I just happened to see something the other day on TV, and they were talking about how there's a lot of people in Asia, that are, Asians, excuse me. Uh, they work out until they're, 90s and until 180 and all that, to maintain their dignity, as far as not putting themselves in a position where they need a bunch of aid as they get older, So that's another reason why we have to get back out here and get in shape, because even the way that they label America, like we're lazy and we're fat. I mean, even we know that's not true, but even how they put us in positions where they give other, you know, I don't want to say immigrants, just other travelers, because I don't want this to be confrontational. It's just that they try to make Americans look like we're just some fat pigs, and I think that it's time for us to get up and just, like I said, man, become more active and really get out there and get into it. Ben said, I'm athletic. My team won a basketball championship a couple days ago. Hey, that's good to hear, Ben. What state did you guys get your victory in? That's and then what? You said your athletic basketball team state championship. Is it high school, college? You said state, so it has to be high school, right? Yeah, man. But everybody that's tuned in, oh, okay, okay. Keep hooping, Ben. I'm telling you, keep hooping. Stay engaged. Make sure you can learn as much as possible from the older players. Um, and I'll say this, if it doesn't bore you too much, try to watch the old school and then come into the new school and watch the evolution of the game and how it went from where it was to where it is today. You know, become a student of the game. Not just the scoring aspect of it and shooting long threes and just uh, basically doing the tricks and doing what's entertaining. Learn the game because basketball is poetry in motion. I've seen some of the most poetic moves in my life, in my lifetime on a basketball court. One sport that you don't necessarily have to communicate with words and you can function, and it's a synergy that creates this flow that is just, like I said, man, it's poetry in motion. And I believe now the game is kind of moved away from that because it's more about entertaining and highlights and long three pointers and dribbling someone out their shoes. And, now there are some players in the league that still have that old school dog in them. I like Anthony Edwards. He's one player that when I watch him, I'm like, yeah, he remind me of the old school, the era that I grew up in. So I you know, appreciate the game. And not only that, what it's doing for me and a lot of other people out there that uh, are finding uh, peace within the sport that they choose to engage in. And you don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be competing at the next, super high level. As long as you get out there and you get an opportunity to just move your body, uh, and stay ready as a man. I think that that's what we need to do. And work out and continue to build yourself and grow. And I'm still working on that myself. And that's why I got back out there on the court. And I don't want to tuck y'all head off. Right now, I'm talking to y'all and I'm watching High Q. I just started watching this. I'm on like episode 8. As you can see, so right now I'm watching IQ, and I'm going to see what this show's talking about. I heard it's pretty good. But man, I appreciate you guys, man. Keep tuning in. We're going to try to mix it up a little bit. I want to learn how to shoot, and like I said, I would like to find a paintball field. Paintball is pretty cool. Um, I'll try to learn anything at this point. So, as the weather starts to break, you guys might see me, try different things, me and my son, and you guys tell me what y'all think, man. But please, if you're over 40, over 50, 60, I know work and being alone and you've adapted to it, and even sometimes it may get to you. I'm telling you, you get back out there and you try to rekindle those flames from an hobby or a sport or whatever you enjoy at one point in time. I will guarantee it may spark something in you that you forgot about. You know what I mean? Ever since I've been playing basketball for the last 2.5 months, I know that I was missing competition. I mean, and it doesn't necessarily mean basketball. I mean, I could be playing blackjack. I could be, out playing, wiffle ball or badminton or, you know, it just doesn't matter, man. Shooting pool, bowling. Like we have to get back out here, fellas, and get active, man. We have to start sharpening each other, steel sharpen steel. We have to get back out here and becoming the men that God intended for us to be, because there's a lot of bad people out here homing their skills, and, that's the reason why a lot of people are getting taken advantage of, because the average man is being bombarded with day-to-day life and BS to remove his natural instincts to protect, and that's the reason why we have to get back out here and get on our game, and I mean me included. I mean me especially, So like I said, man, I appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody that jumped in, and let's go. We're going to do some of this together, man, if we can. So stay tuned. And fellas, like I said, if you're over 40, get your ass back in the gym. If you're over 50, get your ass back in the gym. If you're over 60, fellas, get your ass back out there and get active. I don't give a good goddamn if you fish. I don't give a good goddamn if you take pictures of wildlife. I don't care what it is, fellas. You got to get back out there and start focusing more on your natural instinct and creativity as a man. If that's painting, drawing, agriculture, if you're an engineer, if it does not matter. We have to start homing those skills that make us that naturally connect us to life and the energy that we can't see, because that's where we get our strength from, that God energy, and God's calling a lot of us, but we can't hear the phone because we got all this BS blocking our natural instinct to want to protect, provide, build, create, and become the stoic, experienced, wise men that we're supposed to be. So hey man, stay tuned, man. Like I said, get your ass out there and get to work. And I gotta do the same thing. So we're gonna get on the horse and we're gonna add saddle up, man.